episode 7 of Nicole's Weekly Words. I'm so excited to have you here, and I'm also really excited to be teaching you 5 new words and expressions. So thanks for joining me. I do hope that you find the words I've chosen this week helpful and enjoyable, and that you use them as much as possible throughout the week. If you have any questions or if anything is unclear, then please do ask in the comments section below. Alternatively, wait until the end of the video and go and visit my Facebook group, The Successful English Learner by Sydney English Teacher, where you'll be able to download a copy of this week's worksheet. There you will find all of the words, beautiful, clear, simple explanations of what they mean, and example sentences of how to use them. So go down and do that. Okay, so as I said, I'm live here on my Facebook page, here in my Facebook group, and here on my YouTube channel. So wherever you are, thank you for joining me. Let's begin. The words that I've chosen for this week are all phrasal verbs because everybody's really enjoying them, so I thought I'd continue that theme. They're phrasal verbs, all looking at the preposition down. So each of these phrasal verbs uses a verb plus down. Should we try? Let's start with the first one. So the first one we're looking at this week is break down. Now don't worry if you think you already know that and think, Nicole, why are you teaching me that? Because I've actually got 5 different meanings for this one particular phrasal verb. I'm sure that there's one you don't know or 2 that you don't know, so stick with me and listen. Okay, first of all, we've got break down. The first meaning here is when we're talking about machines or vehicles or equipment, and it simply stops working. It shuts down, it shuts off, it doesn't work anymore, it malfunctions, I suppose you could use that word there. So in that situation of machines or vehicles or equipment not working anymore, you use the word break down. For example, my car broke down on the busiest road possible, right in the middle of peak hour traffic. It's always the way. Next, I might say something like, my coffee machine has broken down. What am I going to do? Disaster. There you go. So that's the first meaning of breakdown. The second meaning of breakdown is when you, what should I say, when you divide a large amount into smaller parts, into several smaller parts. You usually use this expression when you're talking about money, because you've got a large amount of money and it is paid off, I suppose, in several smaller parts, in several smaller installments there. So that is breakdown. Let's have a look. The amount doesn't seem so bad if you break it down into monthly payments. Or I broke down my repayments into 5 equal amounts and could see that it was possible to pay off my loan by Christmas. Yeah. So breakdown, money, large amount of money, make it into smaller parts, break it off into smaller little sections to pay so that you still pay the full amount, but in several installments, in several different parts. Okay, next meaning for break down is, what should we say? If a relationship or maybe even a discussion, I suppose, a conversation breaks down, it really means there that it stops being successful. That means that it's on its way to finishing completely, you know, it's almost at the end, I would say there. So we're talking about a relationship or a conversation that's not going very well, and it's this close to ending, this close to being at the end. So you might say their relationship has almost completely broken down. I don't think they'll get back together. So in that situation, their relationship has become so bad that it's almost completely at the end. The discussion broke down when it was clear that the Prime Minister wasn't listening to any advice, something like that. Excellent. So we've got another meaning now for breakdown. And that is, if you, what should I say, maybe lose your cool, if you become really emotional, if you, what should I say, cry uncontrollably in public, in front of other people, you know, maybe you've received some really bad news. Maybe there's been a death in the family, or a close family friend has passed away. It simply means that you can't keep your emotions inside anymore. You break down, all those emotions just come out and you cry. You can't control it anymore. So you might say something like, we all broke down when we heard the tragic news, or it was heartbreaking seeing her break down at her husband's funeral. So something like that, you know, really, really sad situations where the emotions just come spilling out, and that sadness pours out, and it can't be controlled anymore. Another meaning of breakdown is when you simplify something and you explain it step by step. You're making it a lot easier to understand. So, you know, there might be a concept, an idea that's really difficult, really complex, really advanced. And if someone breaks it down, it means that they make it easier to understand. What should I say? They allow people to see it differently and to not be afraid by its complexity, I suppose. So in that situation, if you break it down, you simplify it, you make it easier. You maybe don't make it look as difficult as it really is. Okay, so in this situation, you might say something like, let me break it down for you. Or, after she broke it down, I understood the concept clearly. She's such a great teacher. Excellent, that's what we're doing in that situation. Okay, sorry, there's something happening here. Okay, good. Okay, next we've got knock down. So that's the next meaning that I'd like to look at. And knock down is when, what could I say? When a car or a vehicle hits someone. In that situation, it could be a pedestrian crossing the road, perhaps, or, you know, just someone on the side of the road. If they are knocked down, it means that they're hit by a car or vehicle, and they're so badly injured, or maybe even killed by this event. So it could be an accident, it could be because they're driving too fast, it could be even intentional, I suppose. But if they're knocked down, it means they're hit, fall to the floor, hurt very badly, maybe even die. So Janet was knocked down just outside her house, and now she has 2 broken legs and a broken arm. The second meaning of knockdown is to destroy or remove a building. You know, that building is maybe old, or you want to replace it with another. So in that situation, you knock it down. You could also knock down a wall, remove a wall in that situation, maybe to make your house bigger, or to make a room bigger, to make it I don't know, open layout. So you might say something like the old library is being knocked down and it will be replaced by a larger, newer, more modern building. So in that situation, the entire building is destroyed or removed and a new one is built in its place. Excellent. Okay, we could also say an example might be, if we knock down this wall, we can make our living room double the size. Did you know that? So there you go. That simply means remove that wall, take away that wall, make it bigger. Excellent. Okay, wow, we're doing well. We're already on number 3. I'm really conscious today that we won't go too long because last week's episode was 30 minutes. So we're on 10 minutes now. We're doing okay. The third meaning is put down. Again, there's several meanings for this. The first one is simple. You place something on a surface. You know, you put it down, you place it on a surface. You're physically putting it down. So you might say, as soon as she gets in the door, Amanda always puts her bag down and runs upstairs to get changed. Or you might also have the meaning of put down here where you criticize someone. So you put someone down. And it simply means that you're saying bad things about someone, you're criticizing them in front of other people. Other people can hear it. It's not private between you and them, it's in front of others. So you're criticizing them in a way that makes them feel really stupid or silly or insignificant, I suppose, in a way to make them feel small or to lose their confidence completely. So that's what it means if you put someone down. You know, they might be up here and then you go nah, 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 and put them down and they're all the way down there. Their emotions are completely at the bottom. They're really sad and depressed after that. So he's always trying to put me down and I won't put up with it anymore. Good sentence. Or, I am not impressed that your maths teacher puts you down in front of the entire class whenever you don't get the right answer. That's just not good enough. Typical mother there, protective mother. Next, the next meaning of put down is when you put yourself down. So that meaning previously was putting someone else down, but now you're putting yourself down. So it means that you're not giving yourself enough credit. You're criticizing yourself so that other people think that you're less clever or less skilled or less good than you actually are. You know, if you believe it, they will believe it. You're putting yourself down. Not good. Stop putting yourself down. You are an intelligent woman and you are capable of doing anything. Don't you ever think otherwise. Wow, I love that sentence. Wonderful. And we've got another meaning of put down, and this is a really sad one. Okay, so this is when you have to make the decision, the difficult decision, to kill an animal, to end an animal's life. It's only for an animal, okay? To end an animal's life because the animal is very, very, very old or very, very, very sick and they can't be helped anymore. They're in so much pain and misery that you have to make that difficult decision to end their life. So you might say, I'm so sad. We have to put our cat down. She's just too old to survive the operation she needs. You know, this actually could also be used in a situation where an animal is dangerous. You know, there might be, I don't know, a tiger has broken out of the zoo, or a lion has attacked somebody, and as a result, they have to put the animal down. So you might say something like, the lion was put down after it attacked and killed one of the zookeepers. Okay, so that meaning is make the decision to kill an animal or end an animal's life because they're old, they're sick, or they're dangerous in that situation. Okay, final meaning of this, put down, is to put down money. In this situation, it means that you're paying a deposit. So you're paying part of the cost of something and you agree to pay the rest later. So you put down that money, you put down that deposit to commit to buying this thing and to paying the rest later. So we've put down a deposit on a new home and we are so excited. Wow, I wish. Or I've put down $1,000 to secure the flight tickets and we can pay the rest off over the next few months. Wow, that sounds amazing. I wish we could all have a holiday now. I wish we could all fly overseas and have fun and buy flight tickets. Hopefully things change next year. Okay, the fourth word I've chosen for this week is turn down. So the first meaning of this, I've got two meanings, okay? The first meaning is to not accept an offer or a request. So someone offers you something or requests something and you say no, you don't accept it. For example, how could you turn down such a fantastic job offer? I just don't understand. So in that situation, they've been offered a great job and they said no. Or, I can't believe my offer for the house was turned down. They will never sell it at the price they want. So in that situation, you found a house, you want to buy it, you offer a particular price and they say no. Okay. The next meaning for this is if you press a button or if you turn a knob or if you turn on or off a switch in order to reduce the volume or reduce the heat or reduce the light, I suppose. This is always used for a piece of equipment, okay? So it could be, the TV or the stereo. It could be a heater, an air conditioner. Doesn't matter. But whenever you're pressing that button or moving that switch or turning that knob in order to turn it down. So can you let's do that again, sorry. Can you turn down the music, please? I can't even hear myself think. Or we turned the lights down low and it was so much better for watching the movie. Or it's absolutely freezing. Can you please turn down the air conditioning? There you go. And now we've got our final word for this week, and it is come down. So the first meaning of come down is if rain or snow or even hail comes down, it means that it falls from the sky. It falls to the ground, especially when it's in a large amount. It's not just a little bit, it's a lot. So a lot of rain, a lot of snow, a lot of hail falling to the ground. It comes down. So the rain really came down last night. We had to run back inside before we got completely drenched. Or, I can't believe how much snow has come down in just a few hours. Well, that's a good problem to have, isn't it? Wonderful. The second meaning of come down here is if an aircraft, an aeroplane, lands because it's having difficulties because there's an emergency, so it comes down before the scheduled time or not at the scheduled place. But it's also used when that aeroplane crashes, when there's a really bad accident and it falls to the ground and there's a bad accident, a bad crash. So in that situation, it's an emergency, obviously. In that situation, you might say, the plane came down in the field killing all passengers on board. Or, I can't believe the plane came down on the river and that nobody got hurt. What an amazing pilot. Yeah, that happened on the Hudson River a few years ago. So have a look at the news, do a search. That's a real story. Third meaning of this and last meaning of this word is when something becomes less in amount, or the level is reduced, or the price is reduced, I suppose. So the number decreases, gets smaller. In that situation, you use come down. So interest rates have come down significantly. Now is definitely the time to buy. Or the price of fruit has come down to almost nothing. I feel so sorry for the poor farmers. So there you go. There's our words for this week, for episode 7 of Nicole's Weekly Words. We've got breakdown, knock down, put down, turn down, and come down. I really, really hope that you enjoyed those words. I'm trying really hard to choose words and expressions that I think you'd be able to use on almost daily, and that you'd still find useful and learn something from. So your job now is to go and practice these words. You can practice all of them or one of them every day. It's completely up to you. But the main thing is you practice. I'd also like you to go and visit my Facebook group, The Successful English Learner by a Sydney English Teacher. If you're not a member yet, please go and join, because not only is the video there, the replay video there in the group, but you can also download the worksheet, the activity sheet, which has all of this week's words, all of this week's meanings, and lots of example sentences, and also room for you to write your own. So that's great. You can take your own notes and write your own example sentences. So that's it for this week. If you really enjoyed this video, please do share it with your family and friends. Tell them all about Nicole's Weekly Words, and hopefully they can join us every Monday and they can develop and improve their vocabulary as well. Thanks so much for joining me. I had fun. I hope you did. And I look forward to seeing you again next week and teaching you 5 great new words and expressions then. Have a great week and have lots of fun. And don't forget to contact me if you've got any questions, okay? Down here in the comments section anytime. Have a great day. Bye.